Today, on March 14, 2026, a missile struck the United States Embassy in Baghdad, Iraq. The attack is the latest flashpoint in a rapidly escalating conflict between the United States, Israel, and Iran. The projectile landed directly on a helipad inside the heavily fortified Green Zone. The Green Zone houses the United States diplomatic mission, other foreign embassies, key Iraqi government buildings. The impact sent a shockwave through the heart of the Iraqi capital. Baghdad was already tense from weeks of regional warfare. The attack represents a significant and direct assault on a symbol of American presence in the Middle East. Initial reports from the scene painted a chaotic picture. Eyewitnesses within and around the Green Zone described a loud explosion. Then thick black smoke billowed into the sky. Videos quickly circulated on social media. They showed flames rising from a location consistent with the embassy compound's coordinates. In the immediate aftermath, official details were scarce. The full extent of casualties remained unclear. The missile attack on the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad cannot be understood in isolation. It is a direct consequence of a massive military offensive called Operation Epic Fury. This joint U.S.-Israeli campaign began on February 28, 2026. According to official statements and reporting from Britannica, the operation aimed to degrade Iran's military capabilities and neutralize its leadership. The conflict opened with a stunning show of force. U.S. warplanes, Israeli warplanes, missile launches, nearly 900 strikes across Iran within the first 12 hours. The assault embroiled the region in a new and dangerous war. The timing was no accident. U.S. and Israeli officials said the operation was timed to target Ayatollah Ali Khamenei before he could be moved to a secure, undisclosed location. That objective was achieved in the first wave on February 28. The assassination of Khamenei was a decapitation strike intended to sow chaos within the Iranian regime. Dozens of other senior Iranian officials were reported killed, creating a power vacuum. In the weeks since, Iran and its proxy network have responded with force. To understand the current crisis, it is useful to look at a short timeline of the key events that have unfolded with alarming speed. The conflict began just 16 days ago. On February 28, 2026, the world woke up to the news that the United States and Israel had launched Operation Epic Fury. This massive, coordinated military campaign began with hundreds of airstrikes, missile strikes on targets throughout Iran, marking the start of a new and unpredictable war in the Middle East. The initial justification provided by U.S. officials centered on preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon and curbing its regional aggression. On March 1st, Iranian state media officially announced the death of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Reports from the Fars news agency later confirmed several of his family members were also killed. The death of Iran's paramount leader sent shockwaves through the country and the world. By March 8th, Iran's Assembly of Experts hastily elected Mojtaba Khamenei to succeed his father, a move to project stability amid unprecedented chaos. Throughout this period, Iran and its allies began their promised retaliation. Attacks were launched against U.S. bases in Iraq and Syria, and missile volleys were fired toward Israel. Navigating this complex conflict requires understanding the roles of the main actors involved. The United States is a primary belligerent, initiating Operation Epic Fury alongside its key regional ally. Its stated goal is to dismantle Iran's military infrastructure and prevent it from developing nuclear weapons. Israel is the core regional partner in the operation, providing military force and intelligence to strike targets inside Iran. For Israel, this conflict is viewed as an existential necessity. Both nations are working in close coordination, sharing the burden of the air campaign and the risks of inevitable blowback from Iran and its proxies. On the other side is Iran, the main target of the joint offensive. Following the assassination of its supreme leader, the government is fighting for its survival while projecting strength. Its primary strategy involves missile forces and activating allied militias across the region to retaliate. These militias in Iraq are crucial to Iran's response. Long supported by Tehran, They now act as a frontline force, carrying out attacks on U.S. personnel and facilities within Iraq, as seen in the recent embassy strike. The human and material costs of this 2-week-old conflict are already staggering and mounting daily. According to figures released by Iran's health ministry and reported by Al Jazeera, at least 1,444 deaths, over 18,500 injuries inside Iran. These numbers, while preliminary, paint a grim picture of devastation from sustained air campaigns on military sites, government buildings, and infrastructure near populated areas. The true civilian toll is difficult to verify independently, but it is undoubtedly significant. At least 15 were killed in Israel from retaliatory missile strikes. 19 were killed in Gulf Arab states from drone and missile attacks. The United States military has also suffered losses. CENTCOM confirmed a refueling aircraft went down over Iraq, killing all 6 crew members. The Pentagon says the U.S. military death toll is now 13,700 due to enemy fire. On March 14th, the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad was hit. The missile strike damaged the helipad. An embassy air defense component was destroyed. That leaves the compound more vulnerable. The conflict that began with focused strikes on Iran has now spilled across its borders, igniting multiple fronts throughout the Middle East. The theater of war is no longer confined to Iranian airspace, military bases, diplomatic missions, critical oil infrastructure, and vital shipping lanes across the region. The March 14th strike on the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad is a prime example of this dangerous expansion, but it is just one of many such attacks. U.S. military bases in Iraq and Syria have come under repeated fire from drones, from rockets launched by Iran-aligned militias, turning these installations into active combat zones. Iran has effectively closed the Strait of Hormuz, jolting global energy markets and threatening to cripple international shipping. In the immediate aftermath of the missile strike on the U.S. Embassy, the situation remains fluid and fraught with danger. The short-term consequences could follow several paths, each with its own risks. The most likely outcome is further military escalation. The United States may feel compelled to respond directly and forcefully to an attack on its embassy, potentially with retaliatory strikes against the specific militia groups responsible or even new targets inside Iran. This would align with President Trump's recent warning. We will hold Iran accountable, and could involve sending more troops to the region. 2,500 more Marines are en route. Another possible consequence is even harsher sanctions on Iran and entities supporting its proxy network. Washington could seek to sever remaining ties to the global financial system, deepening hardship while entrenching hardliners and risking more aggressive actions from Tehran. Diplomatic intervention is less likely, but not impossible. Back-channel talks may seek an off-ramp before the conflict spirals out of control.